At least I'll be home before release. That's what matters. Exactly. Exactly. 3 days.
Today, we shall see victory! A great new altered fights at our side!
332 limb, nice. Migraine, not so much.
The anomaly should have killed us. But instead, it left us something more.
I'm really looking forward to getting to the forest area.
Outrider. Only we can lead them to a future.
Maybe the snowy area. Been thinking about running techno? Try them all if you haven't already.
Whatever we were before, we're something new now. We were given a second life. We can't waste
Barely
it.
started, boom, an iceberg. Hey, I've been saying for a while, we pass out the good luck here. Yeah, I'm going to try them both on my Devastator when launch happens. Ferocious. See which one I like more. Alrighty. We got our techno here. And as you guys can see down here, after the stream yesterday, I went and did a Lego count. We're at 35 Legos. Now I was wrong. The 377 iceberg is not on my techno. It's on my pyro. Hey Borderlands, how are you? Oh no, I had long dry spells. Ego. I had multiple 3-day dry spells. I had a 5-day dry spell where I didn't get anything. I got 7 yesterday.
Seems like there's more halting all the time.
Which is the most I've ever gotten in one session. Lord Seth.
Outrider, be careful out there. It's bad.
I'll see what I can do. Shira, I still got about 30 years of questions to catch up on.
So if you make it back in one piece, come and ask me. But I don't promise I'll have all the answers.
Well, thank you, Borderlands. I'm glad you're liking it. We're here every day, except when we're not. Yeah, that's one reason I suggest people join the Discord, because I do make announcements from there where, like, if something happens and I'm gonna miss the stream, like, I'm not feeling so hot today. And to the point where I was considering, just for a moment, not streaming. And also I overslept
the old solar tower
because I've said not feeling well. But anytime I'm going to cancel a stream, I'll put it up there.
Don't worry, I'm carving my way through it.
Doesn't happen often, but when it does. I think the last time I missed a stream was earlier this month when I built the new computer for the 2 PC setup. Then before that, it was the beginning of February. I missed 3 days due to surgery. So just getting warmed up. So let's cool them off with a little cryo turret. There we go. Oh, I haven't qualified for perfect attendance in a long time. Days off are important. Just I don't take one often. Probably not often enough. Oh, come on, really? Come on. Peekaboo. I see you, now peekaboo. Ooh, you lucky bitch. All right. Let's see. Accidentally picked up a white. Whoops. Okay. Anything on here we want to replace before we start filling up our inventory? I think we got firepower. Firepower. All of it. We could use a better chest. And head. Chest and head. Another day closer to release. 3 days. 3 days. You son of a bitch. Hate you, Borderlands. Always saving those channel points. Just as bad as Obi-Wan. His perfect little beard. Oh, I have the high ground, me. Mm-hmm. I ended up killing you like a baby back bitch. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You little green friend Yoda. We all know Grogu is his love child with Yaddle. Everyone's not talking about it, and a bunch of hypocrites. Jedi don't have attachments. Yeah. Well, you got a fucking love child, Yoda. Sit there and tell me that bullshit. Mm-hmm. I should be on the council. I should be in charge. Have a seat, young Skywalker, you bald bitch. Okay. 3 days and then the captain can go on vacation. I mean, you know there's going to be somebody out there that just still farms them, right? There's got to be somebody doing that. Ooh. Nice. So many blighted rounds. Oh, you can't shoot through the barbed wire. Clear. People who can't afford the game yet. True, true.
I'm getting major deja vu in this place. Reminds me of that mission in Damascus when we rescued
Drink.
those diplomats.
I had to save
Cheers.
your ass from that machete-wielding mob.
More like the time
No
I had to
juju
save your
tonight,
sorry
sadly.
ass from that redneck mob storming DC.
Those missions felt like we were fighting for a reason.
I forgot to prep it
But this
before going to
shithole,
bed.
It's never been
And I was
worth
already
fighting
running late,
for.
so I
what's
didn't
it all
want
about for
to
you
take
then?
more time
Just trying to
to
live another day.
make a fresh one.
Boss, we're barely holding on.
Sounds like I chose a good day to wake up then.
Is a job security now. You get the GL yet? What do you mean the GL? Oh yeah, the golem limb. Yes, yes. We actually got 2 last night. Yes, yes. Sorry, anacronyms.
Yeah,
Brain's still waking up.
I'm seeing a lot of dead people.
Like I've not been awake that long.
Sauteed.
Shit. Be careful.
Ever look forward to the morning so you can drink more energy drinks or coffee? I mean, I'll drink them 24 hours a day. They don't affect me sleeping at all. Oh, that's right. There's another showcase. It was the Trickster. I saw that right before I went to bed. Watch that. I'm craving a white monster after seeing Drast with one. Now I want it to be morning so I can have one. I mean, do it. We ended with a total of 7 rows. When we're up to 35 total. All right. All right. Outriders did Twitter. There we go.
Hey everyone.
Hey everyone.
Hey.
Nope. 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 Yeah, the RNG was great yesterday. All right, here we go. Let's mute the game audio so we don't have that in the background. And let's watch this. Let's make sure the quality is turned up. There we go. Maybe.
Hey everyone, MTast here with the Devastator Class Showcase.
Wait, that's the
sponsored
Devastator.
by Outriders. I've been given the amazing opportunity.
I'm an idiot. Hold on. Where is it? The question is, how many Legos would you have if you counted all of us too? Oh, we probably definitely have several hundred. If that's the case. I mean, Buddha alone got 4 yesterday. Where the hell did the Trickster one go? Is it on Discord? What the hell? Oh, you got 5. Damn. Okay. Where the hell did I see it? Well, one, we never watched M-Tash's Pyromancer official showcase, so let's watch that first.
Hey everyone, MTash here with...
Oh, oh. Yeah. Here, we'll do this. I'll have it queued up and ready to go. Yeah, for the Trickster. There it is.
Hey everyone,
Hey everyone. That is slightly loud, so let's drop this down a little bit. All right.
Hey everyone, MTash here with the Pyromancer class showcase, sponsored by Outriders. I'm going to be doing a deep dive look at the Pyromancer, showing off all of the skills, some endgame builds, and the true power of this class. On top of my series, I highly recommend you click the link down below and go to the main Outriders channel. They've already done some amazing breakdowns of these classes that you might have missed, and the information there is going to be invaluable if you're trying to dominate your enemies on Enoch. Now, without any further ado, let's see what the Pyromancer can truly do in Outriders. Now, before we get into the main skills, I want to talk about our trusty melee. Not only can the Pyromancer unleash a devastating fire blast that will burn enemies within range, you can also sprint towards enemy, slam down the melee button, and you're going to do a big area of effect fire slam, igniting enemies within the vicinity. Your melee is going to be a bread and butter way to spread burns, which is important because the Pyromancer heals when attacking enemies and killing them when they've been marked by your abilities. Whether you're igniting them, exploding them, or turning them into ash, the Pyromancer excels and heals when they're dishing out damage and using their abilities. Speaking of abilities, let's go over the Pyromancer's main skills. The first one is Heat Wave, an area of effect attack that will apply a burn to your enemies. With the mixture of base damage as well as burns, Heat Wave is one of the most versatile skills in the Pyromancer's kit. Up next, we've got Feed the Flames. Not only will it apply ash and stop the enemies in their tracks, it does a decent amount of base damage, and it sucks away their HP like a vampire. So if you're in a panic situation and you need a quick heal, Feed the Flames can be absolutely perfect. Third on our list is Thermal Bomb. This thing is actually insane. Not only will it lock up your opponent, but if you kill them, they're going to explode and do one of the biggest bursts of damage in Outriders. Overheat is a quick cast ability that will stop enemies in their tracks with the interrupt, and it will also ignite enemies and do a big burst of damage if they're already burning. Overheat requires a few skills to make it feel like it's really powerful, but when you do have synergy in your build, Overheat is absolutely clutch. As for Volcanic Rounds, this is one of my favorite abilities because it's super versatile. You can use it on any weapon, it causes burns, it's got area of effect, and there's some legendary gear that I'll show you later on that makes these kind of OP. If you feel like being more of a marksman rather than a fire wizard, then this is probably one of the best pickups for you because it's going to boost your damage with weapons tremendously. If you're more into disrupting the battlefield, Ash Blast is an area of effect stun. You will turn your enemies into ash and immobilize them for a few seconds, giving you some opportunities to shoot them in the head or use your other abilities and pop them.
Yeah,
whether you're playing defensive or you're trying to be aggressive, Ash Blast is an all-around great skill and in my opinion one of the strongest in the game. I will most likely be throwing it into my build, especially after playing with all the different skills, and you can't really go wrong with this ability, especially when you start pairing it with a few others in-game. Now, you might have heard of a laser beam, but what about a phaser beam? A fire beam that you shoot from your hands, Kamehameha style. This thing is insanity, and you can pop most enemies in the game in just one hit. If we're looking at straight up satisfaction and fun factor, there aren't many that will beat this one. Honestly, can we just take a second to slow this down and enjoy the power of the phaser beam? This thing is so satisfying, I don't know if I'll be able to unequip it. And last but not least, we've got Eruption. Now, this is a ranged area of effect attack that essentially puts a volcano under your opponent's feet. What
You have 3
more
days,
could you
Sonny.
need?
3 days.
I have a feeling this is going to be one of the most popular skills because it does a very large amount of damage, and the area of effect on it is pretty darn large. If there's enemies camping behind cover because they're terrified of you, well, then you just erupt a volcano at their feet, and you end the fight right there. Now, all of these are powerful on their own, but when you mix the burns of Heatwave, the stunning of Ash, and Volcanic Rounds, all of a sudden your Pyromancer is going to be way, way stronger. And we haven't even started talking about gear. As you play through Outriders, you're going to find armor that has different mods on it. And these mods can completely change your build. If I was using Heatwave and Eruption, instead of just getting one charge, the mods on this build allow me to use it multiple times back to back. Some of them just boost damage, so finding great armor that works well with the skills you're using is imperative to your success. As you build your Pyromancer, look for mods that will support the skills you enjoy using, and you
Guess
will
I'm
wreak
off for a
havoc
week.
on all
Glad.
of the
Guess I'm
enemies
glad
on
I'm off
Eno.
for a week. Yes.
Now remember, even if you aren't
Started
finding
in
gear
5
with the
hours.
skills you're enjoying, the crafting system allows you to take mods from old armor and apply it to new ones. So if you really love using Heatwave and you want to have multiple charges, you can do that. And it's very easy to do with the crafting system. Now you might be thinking to yourself, well, what does an endgame build look like for a Pyromancer? Let's equip some legendary gear
Look at
and
that
let's
helmet,
chat
though.
about it. Not only does this chest piece have
You can see a
two
little
mods
skull
that
in
impact
the
Volcanic
fire.
Rounds, the Torturer's set also has a set bonus. This triples the size of the Volcanic Rounds damaging aura,
Love that
making
helmet.
it honestly burn the entire room when you use it. So let's take a quick peek. But before we get into the gameplay, we need to look at how you might use the skill tree. Now, each tree typically specializes in something. The top tree is great for immobilizing skills and weapon damage. The middle tree is insane if you want to ignite things and keeping them burning. The bottom tree is, well, the bottom tree is if you want to explode everything in one hit. But today, let's show off some of the middle tree, and we'll get an idea of what you can really do on
In
a
one
Pyromancer.
hit.
We can get 15% cooldown on our Volcanic Rounds, a further 10% reduction for all of our abilities. We can cause the burn to do 20% more damage, and when those burns expire, we can even turn them to ash and stun them. We can boost our weapon damage after using skills, cause them to burn longer, boost up our armor, and become an overall walking tank when we use our ignite abilities. You typically have a few extra points to go into different trees, but I'm just going to double down and go all in on the burns. And now for the true power of an Outriders build. My Pyromancer has Volcanic Rounds and the set piece, which is allowing for insane area of effect on these bullets. Pretty much anyone in the vicinity is getting set on fire, and if anyone gets close, I can stun them with my Ash Blast. Mods on my armor give me an extra magazine of Volcanic Rounds, and I've got some great damage boosters on another armor piece. You can see that I'm able to spread out these Volcanic Rounds and set pretty much everything on fire, and when they stop burning, they're either dead or they're turned into ash because of the choices
Epic
I
drop.
made in my skill tree. I can play back if I want to play safe, or I can get aggressive because of the amount of CC or crowd control built into this build. Now, what's exciting is this is only one small taste of what the Pyromancer can do. Between all the different
One thing I
weapons,
noticed there, he's on World Tier 4. You saw how long it was taking him to kill something, but they were also, that was level 31 mobs. So that shows you, yeah, no, I know they're always on World Tier 4, but level 31, it was taking that long to kill them, but it was only World Tier 4. Imagine what 15 is like.
armor, skills, and
Granted,
crafting,
it wasn't that long,
you can make
but
your
it's the
Pyromancer
perspective
completely
is
different
always
from mine
important.
and just as powerful, if not more. So when the game launches, I can't wait to see what some of you come up with. The Pyromancer is extremely
Exactly, Sonny.
versatile, with explosive, bursty damage, with huge area
I think
of
it's gonna be a
effect
lot more
interrupts
difficult
that
than
will
people
stop
think.
your opponents in their tracks, and burns that can make even the biggest bosses cry. I think that the Pyromancer has a very good balance between using weapons as well as abilities, and I think that overall this class is going to be very, very
Now
strong.
he's on, yeah, world tier
Pretty
3.
much everything
Yeah, you're
you
right.
need to take out any fight, and if you pair a couple of strong weapons with it, the Pyromancer honestly feels unbeatable. Because a lot of your abilities are area of effect and they're causing huge explosions and a lot of burning, even if they throw 50 enemies at you, they're going to be crying in minutes, or they're just going to be flat out dead. If you were interested in the Pyromancer before, I hope that showing off all of these crazy legendaries and the burning builds that you can do really got you excited for the full release. When this game comes out, I think that the Pyromancer is going to be very popular because it honestly is pretty overall easy to play and very satisfying to watch these enemies explode. I don't think it's OP or anything. I think they balance it really nicely with the healing, and I can't wait to get this game for release to try it out for myself. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed
Now,
this
the entire
Pyromancy
game is
showcase.
soloable.
And if you're interested in seeing all the other characters, well, guess what? Outriders has hooked up the Tashman and has allowed me to cover not only the Pyromancer, but the Trickster, Devastator, and the Technomancer.
We'll probably
if you're
get Techno
interested in
tomorrow.
seeing all of the different classes, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. I'll be posting a video on all the other classes in the next day or two, so stay tuned for that.
Okay. And now we have the Trickster. Let's make sure quality is turned up. Why don't you have motion blur turned off? Unless you recorded this
Hey
beforehand.
everyone, MTast here with the Trickster Class Showcase,
Maybe it is
sponsored
turned
by
off.
Outriders. I've been given the amazing opportunity of jumping in with the Trickster with all of the skills, some legendary gear, a maxed out skill tree, and a deep dive look at how to make this an absolutely incredible class if you're looking to slice and dice your enemies. Now, if you haven't done it already, I highly
Where's the
recommend
fun in seeing
you
your
go
buddy
to the
getting
main
downed?
Outriders
I'll do
channel
an
in the
good luck
comment
emote.
section there. I've
Or
got a
a,
link
emote-
because they've
emote
already done
beside
a
them.
great showcase of this class. By combining the knowledge in my video as well as watching the one on the official channel, you're going to have more than enough information to decide which class you want to play when Outriders launches
Well, that's why it's
April 1st,
scalable,
and how to
Captain.
dominate with the Trickster.
It scales
So,
with
without
the amount
any
of people.
further ado, let's take a deep
So,
dive and let's see what this class can truly do. The true power of the Trickster. Before we get into the main skills, we need to talk about the melee and healing mechanics.
Like, I like playing with my friends too, but I keep strange hours and they're not always on. So, in order for me to stream it, I'm going to be playing a lot of solo. The fact that it is soloable and it's not forcing me into a group, but I have the option if I want to, is a huge bonus for me. Yep, the fact that solo wasn't available in Destiny 2 was the only reason I played for the story. Facts. Odd hours is just our excuse. I mean, true. I mean, we all know I'm a raging asshole.
The Trickster is fantastic.
And playing with
up close and
randos is
personal.
rarely
And
ever
when you
fun.
get kills up close, not only will you heal for 20% of your max health, you also get a shield which will help protect you in further battles, turning you into this tanky wrecking ball of damage. As for the melee, it can slow enemies in a small area, whether you're running and slamming into the ground or sneaking up behind them and hitting them with a quick jab.
Being forced
Now, this
into a
class
group
can
is a
also
bad
do
idea.
amazing damage with weapons, but we'll talk about that a little bit later in the video. Let's go over the main skills first and showcase what this class can do. If you're interested in slicing and dicing, Temporal Blade is the first ability you unlock, and this is a bread and butter ability for the Trickster.
That's a very
You know
cool
the
effect.
saying, jack of all trades but master of none of them? Well, Temporal Blade masters it all. Not only does it do great damage that will be one-hitting most enemies, it will also slow them down, and it will interrupt them, stopping many enemies from using their abilities, or just locking them up long enough for you to lay into them with other abilities or your weapon. Temporal Blade is a must in most Trickster's kits. Up
Jesus,
next,
look
we've
at
got
those
the Slow
things.
Trap, an anomaly sphere that you can throw down on the ground to slow enemies as well as projectiles. Slow Trap is extremely versatile. Not only is it defensive and stops things like snipers from dealing a bunch of damage to you at a range, but any enemies that decide to rush you are going to have a pretty bad time, especially if you use something like the Temporal Blade on them once they get close enough. This is the ultimate panic situation ability, allowing you to really dish out damage, whether it's a weapon or ability, and leaving your opponents honestly terrified that they can't hurt you. Just don't get too cocky, because once it's on cooldown, you're going to be a lot more vulnerable, so be careful out there. This next ability makes me want to yell, "Nothing personnel, kid!" Mark the Prey teleports you behind your enemy and gives you a shield, which is very important for ability.
I do understand the idea of having it as an option is cool. I mean, it is the more option. It is. The more options, the better. The reason I don't like it is because when it's soloable, that means it's not designed for co-op in mind. AKA, mechanics require another player to do something and such. What if it's the reverse, though? It's built with co-op in mind, and that actually makes it harder as a solo, and that's why there's an achievement for it.
Build I'll show off later. This allows you to get the jump on ranged enemies and reposition if you're being chased. Hunt the Prey is pretty flashy,
Exactly,
and
we just
honestly,
don't know
it's one
yet
of my favorite
until we
abilities in
get
Outriders
to
date.
expeditions.
But you need to be careful that you're
We
not
don't
getting
know how
yourself
that's
into
scaling
sticky
in
situations
solo
if
ability.
you don't have your abilities ready. If
We
your
don't know how
weapon's not
soloing will
reloaded,
be.
you shouldn't be diving into battle.
And we
that
don't know
being
how
said,
hard
not
the
only are you going to be
scaling
zooming
will
around the
be
map,
with
but
mechanics.
this does give you a shield that can be very powerful as you start getting gear to complement it. Just be careful that you're not diving into the middle of enemies, or you might die a few times. If you're more of a marksman and want to use your weapons, Twisted Rounds is the obvious choice. This is going to
No, it just means you gotta
drastically
play more
boost your
tactically
firepower from
as
those
a
weapons,
solo.
filling your magazine with anomaly damage. In this clip, when I activate my Twisted Rounds, my damage almost 4 times, going from 572 to almost 2,000 damage. Whether you're hitting them in the head or the foot, this big boost to anomaly damage will more than outdamage anything those enemies can throw at you. So more likely than not, they're going to hide, terrified that they're going to get one-banged. Now, if you didn't want to play Trickster before, Cyclone Slice might change that. You'll grab an anomaly
Look at
blade and
that.
start whirlwinding around, damaging everything
That
in
is
the
cool.
area, as well as interrupting abilities of some enemies. This typically lasts for like 5 seconds, but with the proper perks, you can slice and dice with Cyclone Slice.
The
Jeez, that's a
Beyblade.
lot of alliteration. For like 15
God
seconds.
damn.
Now I know, there are some people watching right now saying, "Oh my gosh, I'm swapping to Trickster," and I can't blame you. This is flashy, it is dominating, devastating, delicious. You turn into a blender of damage, and what's better than that? Just make sure you don't eat too soon before you start spinning. You might get sick. Up next, we've got Borrowed Time, which gives you a massive shield and the ability to revert back to your previous state.
Okay, teleport
If you
back.
dive in and start battling enemies and realize, oh, things are getting too hairy, you can reactivate Borrowed Time and go back behind cover or wherever you activated it last. This can be an amazing defensive option if you get flanked or caught out in the open, or if there's just a bunch of melee enemies chasing you, you can run away from your teleport spot, head on back, and then snipe them in the face. If you're into flashy abilities, Venator's Knife is amazing. You're going to throw a knife at an enemy that will bounce between them, marking them, slowing them, doing damage, and doubling the damage of the first ability or weapon that you use against them. If you like using shotguns or snipers, this is a dream come true, especially if you enjoy one-banging the enemy. If you just want to hit hard with some of your abilities, it works there as well. A nice temporal blade to the face when they're marked with the Ventor's Knife is going to put pretty much anything down in one shot. Our last ability is Time Rift. This is on a short cooldown, so you can use it frequently.
Yeah, I just want to point out Ferocious's comment. What I'm saying is if there's a boss that requires fire to break a shield and you're on a pyro, you have to use a gun with flame effect to do it. Exactly, because you can swap out your gear on the fly. So if you're your main weapons don't have fire, but you brought one with you, you have to quickly swap that out in order to break through something. It's a good example.
But it locks opponents down by lifting them in the air, and it also weakens them, so you and your teammates can do more damage. If you like spamming abilities and shutting down your opponents, Time Rift is for you. I can't count the amount of times I've locked down an enemy, stopped them from shooting me, and killed them for essentially free using Time Rift. It's offensive, it's defensive, it is chef's kiss. Just like the Pyromancer, Devastator, or Technomancer, Trickster has a lot of different choices. You can mix and match your abilities and armor to make very interesting builds, and I wanted to make a couple of recommendations. Number one would be try out all the different skills to see
the last
what
5
works
roll
for
tiers,
you.
you'll be looking
Whether
for those
you wanna
god
get
roll
up close
tiers,
and personal
god
with
roll
temporal blade, or you want to stay back and
weapons and
snipe
armor
with those twisted rounds,
in order to
you
get
have
through
a lot
them.
of options. Once you've found some skills you enjoy, make sure to look
And
for
upgrading
armor
your
that
weapons
has
and armor.
mods that will boost those abilities. And if you don't have any armor that boosts your favorite ability right this second, old gear that you've dismantled that might have those good mods are going to be put to use. In the crafting menu, you can take those old mods and put it on new armor, so you never have to go without your favorite abilities doing optimal damage. Now, you're probably wondering, what does an endgame build look like for a Trickster? Well, let's take a peek. For this build, we hardly need to use our guns. Using Temporal Blade, Hunt the Prey, as well as Cyclone Slice, we're going to be diving in on
I'm
the
expecting
enemies
lots of
and cutting
failure
them
on
to
my part.
pieces in seconds. As for armor, we're using the Edge of Time
For the
set
demo,
to boost up
firepower.
our Temporal Blade and Cyclone Slice. We've also got mods that will boost them further,
Twisted Rounds.
increasing Cyclone Slice from 5 seconds all the way to 15, reflecting damage
But
as
in
enemies
the
shoot us,
release
increasing
game,
our movement
yeah,
speed
it's gonna-
while
it's
spinning,
gonna
and locking targets
greatly
down with
vary
paralysis
from person
when
to
using our
person.
Temporal Blade. As for our skill tree, we've got a bunch of different nodes that will give us skill leech as well as anomaly power. And when we use our melee ability, it will even boost it 30% more. We want to dish out as much damage with our abilities as possible. We've got a node that will increase our anomaly power by 50% when using movement abilities, and multiple nodes to cut through the enemy's defenses and do more damage. Combining these all together, we not only get some devastating damage, but we look flashy while doing it. So let's take a peek. Typically, you wouldn't want to dive into the middle of a bunch
absolutely,
of
Buddha.
enemies, but with the
Like,
Trickster
for all I
and
know,
this build,
to get through
the
some
more,
of these
the merrier.
expeditions on the higher
With
tier
Cyclone
solo, I
Slice,
may have
can
to
take
go
out
Shield
groups of
Warden
enemies with
on a
ease,
Devastator.
allowing me to honestly
Just to survive.
out-heal and tank any damage they throw at me, as well as keeping mobile. If I need to run away, I can use Hunt the Prey to teleport, and if they group up nicely while Cyclone slices down, I can just run up to them and like, hey buddy, and hit them with that beautiful paralysis and damage of the Temporal Blade. Now, this build is very ability focused, but our weapons aren't weak by any means. There's actually a skill node within the skill tree that gives you a percentage of your anomaly damage as weapon damage. So while our abilities are on
That's what you were
cooldown,
talking about,
we
Buddha.
can just truck them with our assault rifle or sniper. But this build is just heating up because I haven't even talked about the skill leech. Because we do so much damage with our abilities, as long as we're using them on enemies, it's very hard to die. We generate shields and we leech health while doing damage, meaning you can dive in on the boss and out DPS his damage in many cases.
The
I am
Scalp
in
King.
love with this, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I was gonna be a Pyromancer when I first played it, but I might be switching teams to the Trickster. It's just so satisfying. Look at this. The
Right,
enemies
Macon?
run away. I'm so powerful. Get back here! Now, the build I showed you is just one of hundreds you could possibly do. There's ways to be a big shielded tank.
I
if
love
you
that
want.
one.
And if you want to boost up your weapon damage, the top tree has some amazing options for you as well. The Trickster, in my opinion, is very versatile overall, and it has a good mixture if you want to be a marksman at the back of the map, or if you want to be up close and personal. If you guys enjoyed this video, I highly recommend you guys subscribe to the channel because there's going to be one on the Devastator as well as the Technomancer in the next day or so. I'm very excited
Go
for
around, kill
Outriders,
all the
and I'm
smaller
gonna be
mobs,
posting a
build up
bunch
your
of content,
shields.
So hit the bell for notifications on those videos.
Then
Thank
just
you
face
so
tank the
much
boss.
to Outriders for sponsoring this video, and I really hope you enjoyed. Again, if you haven't taken a peek to the Outriders main channel, there is a link down below, and you can watch their videos on this class as well for some extra nitty-gritty details to get you on your way to
Kian.
dominating enemies in Enoch. Thank you so much once again. I will see you soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Nice. Looking forward to the techno one now. Is audio back on? There we go. Team Trickster.
I've reached the solar tower. I'm going in.
I'm still on Team Dev,
Some kind of weird electrical sparks flying everywhere.
Means you're getting close.
but I'll end up playing them all.
Did I not mention? He's a goddamn electro freak.
You mean he lights up light bulbs?
More like flash frying everything for a mile. Look, I know you've always been able to handle yourself, but this son of a bitch is on a whole other level.
As of recently, so am I.
For now, Buddha. For now. Run out of time.
So, Outrider,
3
you've
days.
had your first
3 days.
Can't believe it. Outrider, what you just did. I've lost 100 men trying.
Don't thank me yet. You still got a war to win.
Not sure anyone's winning this goddamn war. But there's something even more important you might be able to do. Come see me in my bunker.
Go see her in the bunker. Hey Buddha, have you heard of anyone getting like the large streamers getting early access to the game?
I won't give you rations I deserve. I swear. I won't give you rations I deserve.
find some semblance.
We've yet to see the Airy Master. Luckily, we managed to get our last one that we were missing last night, and we ain't got a duplicate of it.
God help you all when I'm gone. Who the fuck is gonna hear this?
Gotcha.
I know you.
Ambassadors get a day early. Unfortunate. I wish I'd known about the ambassador program.
Gotta give you rations I deserve. Eat him instead. I mean,
Come, see what altered. Think was just acting. First fucking day.
Started receiving them last night.
Ain't nobody stupid.
Hey, Shira.
Yeah.
I got some business in Hound's territory. What can you tell me about their leader, this guy Barker?
He fights dirty, preys on the innocent. His men are loyal because.
Well, my
they're
playthrough will
terrified
start
of him.
And you let
April
this guy
2nd
run
at
things
midnight,
inside
so-
your walls?
He's too well
Yeah.
fortified at the bottom.
Basically, it's like their creator program. Like Mtashed, the videos that we just watched, he's an ambassador. Mystique Siren, she's an ambassador.
The Hound's
They are
Barker will be down here
part
somewhere.
of the promotion of the game. Think of them as an extension of the PR team. Oh, is there one back here? Yeah, there you are. Potato aim. Ouch.
The
Bam.
Hound's hideout. Barker will be down here somewhere.
Good placement. I didn't even know it existed, Ferocious. Until I started looking around on Twitch and then, like, people have an ambassador in their title, you know? Whoops.
The Hound's hideout.
For the degen hours.
Barker will be down here somewhere.
You get access to like build test of the game, I believe. Like all the footage that we watched from MTashed. It's all from later in the game, so beyond the demo. They're also kind of used as game testers, so when they want to test something out. You got a dev build, yeah. Or just a test build in general. Hey there, bud. Yeah, they're not going to show you World Tier 15 with that build. That's why everything that you see that comes out, it's like World Tier 3, 4, 5. They don't want to show people too much. They want people to see it and experience it for the first time with eyes closed. like not knowing what to expect. I don't want people to know how hard it is. Yeah. I try to use the term, try not to use the term blind, but yeah.
Time I settle up with this chapter. Hope you haven't forgotten me.
Don't let him through!
I remember that voice.
Nope, no saves every step. No scum saving. Yeah, IGN does have a video from months ago. It's true. I haven't watched it myself, but I heard about it.
Thought I'd have a harder time getting back through. Captain should be holed up
The
somewhere
thing
in
is,
here.
sport in expeditions, monsters don't drop loot. The only loot you get is when you complete it.
Outriders always pay what's owed. That soldier will want to see his head for herself.
Yeah, main story plus side quests will be pretty extensive. But you know there'll be people who beat it like by the end of the weekend or before, and then complain that there's not enough content.
No. Hey, you did it. Yeah, a real good thing. Maybe my dead friends can rest a little easier now.
Oof. Stomach's rumbling. It's not a good thing. There'll be an expeditions by day 4. I'm willing to bet there's at least 1 or 2 people who are going to do 48-hour streams. Meaning there'll be an expeditions by the end of day 2. Probably. Especially if they skip the side content. Hey, Black Wolf. Like, I've heard of people who are just planning to rush to the end game and not even pay attention to anything else. Oh. Yep, they'll skip every cutscene, every piece of dialogue, and say the story doesn't make any sense. Yep, same here, Black Wolf. I'm here for the ride. Lighted rounds, dummy. Oh yeah, I think that their plan will go awry when they hit the more difficult tiers. I wonder who tested their tier levels and decided how difficult to make it. It's probably a combination of people. Combination of ambassadors, in-house dev team. Hopefully they had an in-house quality assurance team. Excuse you. Excuse you. I'm trying to kill you. Bastard. Only farming on my Trickster now. Got other classes. World tier experience maxed out for release. Yeah. Yeah, I need to go back to the Trickster and max out the world tier for her. And do the same on this character before we end. I might have to do that off stream though. Did I not kill you? What the hell? Or Mr. Chang. What's up, local?
Attention, we are being followed. Shall I dispatch the welcoming drones?
Ukulele. Thank you for the follow. And boop and boop.
Attention, we are being followed. Shall I dispatch the welcoming drones?
Rexes. Thank you for the follow as well. You're at work on your break. How long of a break do you have? About 15 minutes. 4 now. That's a short break. Come on. Get out of here.